Well, this is a story that you will not find on your mainstream media outlets because this definitely does not fit their narrative. Now, when it comes to your mainstream media, they're only focused really on one thing. They're focused on white cops killing black people and white supremacists. That's pretty much it. Now, of course, the Joe Biden administration has been out there saying that they found out that white supremacy is the biggest threat to American democracy, even though we have not seen evidence of that whatsoever. Now, a few weeks back, there was a transgender shooter in Nashville. Yeah, this person was transgender. That actually did come out. And they actually left a manifesto which has not been released to the public. Why have we not gotten that manifesto? Why? I'm pretty sure it's probably because this was a direct attack on Christians. And the mainstream media, they kind of gotten away from that. And when they actually do talk about it, they actually try to spin it and blame Christians. When this individual went to that school and was transgender, once the transgender stuff came out, folks, the mainstream media wanted nothing to do with that. Nothing whatsoever. So we got multiple topics here we're actually going to be talking about here in this video. Before we actually dive into that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Consider becoming a channel member. We have a member live stream every Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, uncensored. It's not on YouTube. We actually just post a link. So click the join button or become a member at blackandwhitenetwork.com. Me and Rhodes are doing our best to give you guys stuff that the mainstream media really does not want to talk about. So we appreciate all the support. We also appreciate the super thanks donations that have been coming in. I actually try to actually give those a heart and like those as much as possible. Well, let's get into this, guys. A week after the transgender shooter in Nashville was identified as transgender, it seems like we have a copycat here. Yeah. Now, this person here actually left a communist manifesto. A communist manifesto. Now, I actually went over to MSNBC, nothing. Went over to CNN, nothing. As soon as you open up your web browser, it may be Yahoo or whatever, nothing. They don't want to cover this stuff, folks, because this person was transgender. And the T's, when it comes to the alphabet community, they are the most protected class. I was pretty disgusted with the coverage and the spin on the Nashville shooting. The mainstream media is not blaming the person at all for this. They're blaming Republicans. They're out there blaming Christians because the T's, I guess, to them are the true victims, even though we actually have 6 dead Christians from the Nashville shooting. It is really, really despicable the way the mainstream media is covering this. And actually, guys, they're probably actually enabling the next Nashville incident by their rhetoric. They're saying, no, it's the trans community under attack. It is the trans community under attack. It's not the Christians. Yeah, transgenderism, folks, is a mental illness. And we need to actually treat it like a mental illness, but we don't. For some reason, it is the only mental illness that actually gets enabled. Because if you actually have a person that's trans, the left is just going to say, hey, embrace it. You are who you are. However, we know that's not normal. It's not normal that men actually think they're women and women actually think they're men. It's not like that, because if you actually have a guy hearing voices in his head, he goes to the doctor. The psychiatrist or whoever is not going to say, hey, it's okay that you're hearing those voices. You are who you are. No. This person's going to be put on some type of meds and try to make them right. because they shouldn't be hearing voices in their head. Just like if you have somebody that's a guy coming out and saying, hey, I'm really a girl. No, you shouldn't be enabling that. It is a mental disorder, and people that truly feel that way, I really do feel bad for them. And the medical community really is not helping whatsoever. It's just being enabled. Now look at this, guys. On the Daily Wire here, transgender suspect with Communist Manifesto arrested for planning shootings at schools and churches. Yeah. So once again, Christians could have died. But thank God, man, because this person's family, I don't know if it was a guy or a girl, actually turned this person into the police. Let's read some of this, guys. Law enforcement officials in Colorado have arrested a transgender individual with a communist manifesto for allegedly planning mass shootings at schools and churches in the area. News of the arrest was made public on Thursday afternoon, but the arrest happened on March 31st, just a few days after a transgender terrorist massacred 6 people, including 3 children, at a private Christian school in Nashville. The individual, who the Daily Wire is not naming due to company policy about not giving notoriety to mass killers or those who allegedly aspire to commit such atrocities, is a biological male. Okay, so it is a biological male who goes by a different female name and uses she, her pronouns. Well, I'm not using the she, her pronouns. This is a biological male, so it's going to be he, him for me. The 19-year-old was charged with criminal attempt to commit murder in the first degree, 2 counts, criminal mischief, menacing, and interference with staff, faculty, or students of educational institutions. The suspect allegedly targeted Timberview Middle School, Prairie Hills Elementary, Pine Creek High School, and other targets were churches, KRDO reported. A family member turned the suspect into police, telling 911 that they had threatened to shoot up schools and had severe anger issues. Why am I not surprised that this person, he actually had anger issues? Because these people are mentally unstable. Get these people the help that they need. The help is not, hey, just transition. That is not help. That's not help. Actually, I believe you're just making it worse. This is crazy. A spokesperson for the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office told local media that the suspect was in the process of transitioning. Wait a minute. So this person was actually in the process, and we're told, hey, you got to transition them. You know, they're going to be happy. If not, they're going to cause harm. This person was already transitioning and still had massive anger issues and was plotting an attack. Police said the home had trash piled up all around the house to where it made it hard to walk inside, and that there were numerous containers filled with half-eaten food with mold growing inside and numerous alcoholic beverage containers laying around the house. My goodness, that's disgusting. The suspect allegedly punched holes in the wall inside the house and ripped a door off the hinges. The suspect allegedly visibly shot his head, indicating yes, shook his head, indicating yes when asked by law enforcement if he was going to shoot up a school. So he admitted to it. The suspect said that he had been planning the attack for over a month and had started planning and writing a manifesto. Evidence collected inside the house included the suspect's manifesto, the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx, he's a Marxist, and Friedrich Engels, and a notebook with suicidal indentions. Inundations. This is crazy. The suspect allegedly researched how to 3D print firearms, made detailed lists of numerous people to target, gathered information about how to make bombs, and made commentary about notorious mass shooters, serial killers, and politicians. This is why the Daily Wire does not actually name these kind of people. So we have a transgender communist that was actually planning to take out more Christians in other schools. We definitely have a problem here in this country, folks. We definitely have a problem. And these leftists, I believe, are enabling all this stuff. They're enabling all this stuff. Because look, this is our next story here, guys. This happened yesterday. Tennessee House votes out 2 of 3 Democrats who stormed state capitol in anti-gun protests. I remember this happening because the mob descended up on the state capitol, and you had 3 of the socialist Democrats actually enabling all of this stuff, grabbing bullhorns on the floor. And one of them didn't get kicked out, but she even admitted what she did was wrong. She admitted it. And these are the 2 Marxists right here that got voted out. Now, Tennessee has a supermajority. Now, however, even though they got expelled, they're going to be kicked out. However, they can actually run again. There seems to be some type of a loophole in here. Now, of course, they're going to have to win their special elections. So we'll have to see. They have now been kicked out. They were inciting violence. I thought the left said this is an insurrection. These guys are insurrectionists, right? Yeah, look at this, guys. It says on Thursday, the Tennessee House voted to remove Reps Justin Jones, Gloria Johnson. She's the one that didn't get voted out. She came close by like a vote. And Justin Pearson in connection to a March 30th protest that led to protesters storming the state capitol. And by the way, guys, Beijing Biden actually slammed Tennessee for kicking these people out. You see, it's only an insurrection when the right actually descends on a capital, right? But when Democrats do it, you got to let them do it, right? Yeah. The House successfully expelled Jones and Pearson. The Tennessee House successfully voted 69-26 in favor of expelling Pearson. Early in the evening, the House voted 65-30 in favor of expelling Johnson, though the motion was 1 vote short of passing. The vote came after the House voted 72-25 in favor of expelling Rep. Justin Jones. So he got the most votes to get the boot. According to Reuters, Republicans said the 3 Democrat lawmakers were engaged in disorderly behavior and said they did knowingly and intentionally bring disorder and dishonor to the House of Representatives through their individual and collective actions. The 3 led protesters to the House floor, to demand stricter gun laws using bullhorns to address the House floor. And they shouldn't have did that because they weren't being recognized to actually speak, but they did that anyway. And we got a little bit of the clip here. Now that's the 2 right there, and that's Gloria Johnson right there. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to play the whole thing. I mean, this guy, because there's another clip here I'm going to play too, by the way. There's another clip down here. Yeah, these guys are insurrectionists, right? Yeah, insurrectionists. Oh, boy. And we actually do have a clip here of Justin Pearson here. Look at this. Before he was expelled for storming the Capitol, former Rep. Justin Pearson went full neo-Marxist race and gender ran. He even said the legislators weren't listening enough to transgender people, one of which actually committed the shooting he was allegedly protesting. Yeah, and now we find out that the police actually stopped the next Nashville from actually happening. Let's listen to this Marxist right here.
When I know for a fact this House has not been a place of debate for Democrats. This House has not been a place of debate for people who are transgender. This House has not been a place of debate for people who are LGBTQIA. This House has not been a place of debate for people who are already persecuted in our society. This House ain't even been a place of debate for people who wear beautiful dashikis in honor of their ancestors who made.
Yeah, so he goes full dashikis. But does he know that those people wearing dashikis were actually slave traders? Probably doesn't care. So he's trying to say that the House doesn't actually recognize black people. That's what he's saying. And these Marxists, they always want to bring in the alphabet stuff and black people all in one. That really, really does tick me off here. But then he starts preaching like he's a pastor after he gets the boot. And he actually insults Jesus. He insults Jesus with this. It says Justin Pearson just suggested that Jesus was crucified for supporting the LGBT community. This dude has not read his Bible. Jesus actually died for all of our sins. He wasn't enabling sin. Jesus actually met with sinners. But these people want to enable that. Well, let's watch this.
Friday, the government decided that my Savior Jesus, a man that was innocent of all crimes except fighting for the poor, fighting for the marginalized, fighting for the LGBTQ community, fighting for those who are single mothers, fighting for those who are ostracized, fighting for those pushed to the periphery. My Savior, my black Jesus, he was lynched by the government on Friday. And they thought that all hope had been lost. All the outside, it rained and it thundered and everybody said everything was over, and it was some black women who stood at the cross. It was some black women who watched what the government did to that boy named Jesus.
Well, Jesus was not black. His parents were not black. Have you actually seen people from East Asia? They're not black.
They were witnesses, as you have been witnesses to what is happening in the anti-democratic state of Tennessee. They were witnesses to what was going on, and I got to tell you, it got quiet on Saturday. Yes, I tell you, it was a sad day on Saturday. All hope seemed to be lost. Representatives were thrown out of the State House. Democracy seemed to be at its end. Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might win. But oh, that was good news for us. I don't know how long this Saturday in the state of Tennessee might last. But oh, we have good news, folks. We've got good news that Sunday always comes. Resurrection is a promise, and it is a prophecy. It's a prophecy that came out of the cotton fields. It's a prophecy that came out of the lynching tree. It's a prophecy that still lives in each and every one of us in order to make the state of Tennessee the place that it ought to be. And so I've still got hope, because I know we are still here and we will never quit.
Out of order.
Okay, you done, man. Just pack your bags and go. Pack your bags and go. These race hustlers, man. Boy, they're something else, man. I guess he's trying to be the future Al Sharpton. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he had only been there, if I'm not mistaken, like a week. He had just got in to office. Let me go down here because they did actually mention that. Yeah, Pearson had been in office just 10 days, making his I don't know, they messed this up here, but he was sworn in on Monday, March 27th, after a special election, which he won to fill the seat of the late Rep. Barbara Cooper. Yeah, so he got the boot. He got the boot. But Gloria Johnson actually admitted what they did was wrong. She was actually just thinking that they would actually be kicked off their committees and that they would still be in. She was shocked that they actually got voted out, even though she actually survived by one vote. Now, these people that got voted out, they can actually come back because even right here on the Post Millennial, it says here, EXPELLS lawmakers are eligible for appointment back to their seats and are eligible to run in the special election that will be scheduled. But here's the thing. Under the Tennessee Constitution, lawmakers cannot be expelled for the same offense twice. So if he actually goes and does this again, let's say he actually runs in the special election, he gets back in, he can do this time and time again because he cannot be expelled for that. Yeah, Tennessee, you may want to actually look at that in your Constitution right there because they probably know that. And trust me, man, Democrats are probably going to be pumping a bunch of money into this special election for this guy, maybe, to get him back in office. Yeah, this guy. But I'm glad the Republicans actually did something, man. I mean, Republicans have been known to be pretty weak. And we can't offend the Democrats here. We need to be very, very friendly. We cannot negotiate with these people. You can't. Because these far left Marxists, man, they want you to bend the knee 100%. You cannot negotiate with these people. You can't. Because it definitely seems like he's going to be on the side of this person right here. Yeah, this person, whoever this was, needs to spend the rest of their life in prison for planning this kind of attack. These Marxists, these communists, man, we need to stop this, man, or else it's going to be some type of a Bolshevik takeover here in this country. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.